What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert Unofficial Edition. And today we got some big plans. We're gonna get that fusion reactor up and running, but to do that, we're gonna need quite a bit of power to pump into it, and we need to set it up in the first place. And I want to get this quantum and link chamber so we can get our A system over there without me having to run the giant wire across the island. So to get this quantum link chamber, we will first need a quantum entangleporter, and we'll make a couple of these probably just because. So we do have some dragon hearts on the side. We also just need some teleporter frames, which there we go. We got some 18 teleporter frames. The intricate circuit boards, we can go ahead and request. Let's make 4 of those. So we make 2, and let that craft up. And what else do we need? We need a teleporter, which needs this teleportation core, which means we need to request that as well. So we need 2 teleportation cores. So let's make 4 atomic alloy right there. And then that should be all we need. So I'm going to let all of this finish its crafting, and hopefully we'll be good to go soon. Oh, we're almost done anyway. That, and then this, but that's got to infuse, so that'll take a minute. Alright, so I found another bug here. It turns out that it doesn't like this for whatever reason. But I can't fix this one. So for whatever reason, it really doesn't like the teleporters. Quantum entangleporter doesn't like the teleporter. Not really sure why that is. I might need to. We have teleporters, right? Teleporters. Okay. So I might need to find the quantum entangleporter craft somewhere in here and then pull it out and redo it again. I'm not sure though. Alright, yeah, that's even do the trick. I had one in my system and then I made the pattern, so now it seemed to accept it. And we have all the parts for it, so we should have 2 quantum and entangleporters, which should be a quest, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, cool. Alright, here's our quantum link chamber. And I need to look out what else I need for it. I'm pretty sure we need the quantum ring. I'm thinking we're gonna need 8 of these, I'm pretty sure. Not totally sure, though. Alright, of course it wouldn't be that easy. So we need a matter condenser so we can get our singularity to link our things. And of course you need an auto compressor or piston. But you need 10,000 items. I hope that is not 10,000 pistons. Please, for the love of God, do not be 10,000 pistons. Alright, it's looking like it is 10,000 pistons. So we're actually just not going to do that right now. Scratched, off table. We're going back to old reliable of ender chests to get our stuff over there. So let's get our at mechanism stuff. At mechanism, we want the reactor controller and we want reactor frames. What else do we need here? Alright, so it's been the next day, so I don't remember where I left off too much, to be honest. But I was thinking before we get this reactor up and running, we're gonna need a couple things. We're gonna need some way to store the power. So we'll need some kind of big mechanism type power storage, and we'll start building up slowly our power there, because I think we need at least 400 million RF to like get it started in the first place. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is we're gonna need a constant source of lithium. So we need lithium dust in here to make it go, or to make the tritium. And there is no, I was looking at it earlier, there is no lithium essence, so it can't go the mystical agriculture route, which really sucks. At least I think we can't. I didn't see anything. We could definitely get the, whatchamacallit, if I open up our quest book here, we go mechanism, we could go the digital miner and look specifically for lithium. I think that might actually be our best bet, to be honest with you. We might have to do that. So, probably get that up and running later in the episode, but right now, we need to get a way to store all this power, because we're going to be generating a lot of it. And obviously, this means we're going to be using induction cells. I'm going to automate these and see how many we can make, because we're going to want, so that's what, 204.8 billion RF. So I think we want at least a couple trillion. We'll see how that goes. Dude, I hate when it rains. Endermen just think they can come into my house. You can't, buddy. It's a test. I just wanted to see how many, like 10 or 20 would cost. Oh my god. I'm missing another 14,000 iron, 13,000 gold. copper, honestly, everything here is doable. I think we have the resources for it, except for lithium. That might be our one drawback. So we might need to get into the miner right now, actually. I think that's what we have to do. Alright, that's a pretty relatively easy craft. So now we have a digital miner, which should be a quest. There we go. So I'm gonna grab some lithium, and I think it needs to have a filter or something. I'm gonna just get all the ores. So let's do some mining with it, I guess. Actually, don't need to. We don't. Maybe. We'll see. I will say. Oh, thinking about it now, I'm not really sure why I made this. We don't need it. um, we can just grab another filter. Let's see. Add RF filter. Make one of these bad boys. Come here. Do. Whitelist. I'm pretty sure it's whitelist. Let me grab the rest of the filters and see here. Actually, honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna run this quarry again. I might as well. That seems to be it. Let's get an ender chest. Ender chest. Of course, we don't have what we need. Not too hard though. We just need the green dye. 1, 2, 3. And ender chest. There it is. Dye this to all 3. And let's do some mining. Alright, actually, I want to test a theory here. We're at some nuclear wastelands that I found when I randomly teleported. I wonder if... I'm pretty sure since it's a nuclear craft biome, I wonder if it's, like, very rich in nuclear craft, resources. So I'm going to slap this down. Get our ender chest here. Make sure I'm in a claimed chunk. Let me just move this, and I guess we'll find out, huh? Okay, we are in here, here, here. Bing, boom, pow. And then give me this and we'll find out. Alright, I was thinking while that thing is running, I'm gonna do a quick little detour here. I wanna get whatchamacallit, auto ore processing kind of set up. We haven't done it yet. I've just been manually doing it myself and throwing in this chest up here, but I can process a couple thousand in a couple minutes, so it's really not that big of a deal. But I'd like to automate it so I don't have to do it anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna get that set up. I'm just gonna use factories for mechanisms, so I don't think it's anything. I'll bring it back in once it's done, but it's nothing crazy. Alright, I have it set up after a little bit of tinkering. Let's see. I did mess some things up. I put them backwards and I was so confused as to why it wasn't working. So we will take that out. Take the marble, cover it back up. And close this one back up. And then, yes, we have automatic ore processing. I'll add in more ores as we go, but right now we really just need iron. And the quarry is still running, so let's see how we're doing. I think we just crashed. Yep, I'm gonna have to reset. And okay, we're back. Alright, while the quarry is running and all that, I was trying to find a way to get a lot of lithium, and it seems the best option for us is going to be to do the thermal evaporation controller, which just needs brine and then liquid lithium. So I'm thinking we might want to build a whole nother setup for some more brine, and then do a whole thing for liquid lithium. Then the liquid lithium can be decondensated into lithium, which can then be put in the chemical crystallizer. Oh wait, we go directly from lithium to tritium. So I think that's going to be our best bet, honestly, is liquid lithium from here. So I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to build a whole nother controller for it, and we're going to do all that, but that will definitely, for sure, solve our lithium problems. And then the other part of the equation, just water, which we have plenty of. So I think we got it solved out here. So I'm going to build that contraption, and then hopefully we'll have unlimited lithium and unlimited deuterium. Or, no, deuterium and tritium, so yeah. Hopefully we'll have unlimited, fully self-sufficient DT fuel is what I'm trying to say. I also just crafted this resonant thing to speed up our processing, because we were losing power. Let me see. Still are losing power. But this isn't going fast enough. We're completely out of copper. Ingots, at least. We have a lot of ore. But we want to speed this up, so shebang. How much will this take now? 750. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Look at that speed. The speed. Even more speed. This is crazy. And I was just looking at it. If we look at the ultimate, and since this is wait, how much is the ultimate? Let me see. The ultimate is 204.8 billion, so we'll round it out to 205 billion. So if we have 5 of them, that's over a trillion. If we have 10, that's gonna be nice. So we definitely want 10 for quite a bit of power, a little bit over 2 trillion storage. And I think we have the resources for it. I just gotta smelt it all down and get it ready. Like we have over 20, we have almost 22,000 ore, which is gonna be over 40,000 ingots, another 40,000 copper sitting around, another 14, 15,000 osmium sitting around. So, and the core is still running too. So there is that. All right, I set up the evaporation things here. Really simple. We've made it all before. Next thing we need is a rotary I can never say condensator. Gee, I can never say it. But yeah, we're producing about 50 millibuckets a tick right now of brine, which I'm not really sure how good that is. It seems okay. And we have the liquid lithium. I cannot speak right now. The liquid lithium, and we're filling up this brine nice and quickly. So now we just need this liquid lithium to come out, and I think I'm gonna move this solar neutron activator actually, but give me that, and then we'll move this and this, and then we need this thing. All right, we're back. I am just making a whole booty load of tritium to see how quickly we can make tritium. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. I think one is more than enough. I wasn't having a whole array of like rotary condensators. I don't know why I can't say it. And then a whole array of solar neutron activators, but it seems we can produce a metric butt ton of tritium. So that is good. And then I think we're good over here as well on the deuterium. So looks like what are this is at? Speed. Cool. Okay, so yeah. Looks like I think we're good to start getting the power storage together. Alright, I'm just trying to get us all caught up on our lithium situation. Because I just found out that we can make lithium through this process as well, so we can get all the lithium that we need. And you remember how the other episode I said how these things generate a metric booty load of water? They do. But you know what eats a metric booty load of water? This thing. This thing. Just so you know, water is a 10-to-1 ratio. So we are generating 600 millibuckets a tick of brine, which means we are pumping this thing full of 6,000 millibuckets a tick of water, which means we are generating well over 120 buckets of water per second. This thing is eating 120 buckets of water per second like it's nothing. Because let's see here, to get 600, we need about 6,000 millibuckets a tick. 6,000 times 20 is 120,000? No. Yeah, 120,000. So that's 120 buckets of water a tick it's eating. And we are only it only generates 60 millibuckets a tick of lithium. It's not a good conversion rate. Not a good one, I'll tell you that. But that does mean that we are generating about 60 millibuckets a tick of tritium, which I think should be good enough. I would assume that'd be good enough, honestly. If not, I honestly have no idea where we're going to get more water. Because these things are by far the fastest. I was looking into it. If I did those dense water sources from nuclear craft, like the top tier ones, I'd have to stack like 50 of them together to get close to what this is doing. So I don't know. Oh, we are finally full on tritium. I wasn't even paying attention, but our ultimate pressure rise tubes filled up all the way down here. So each one of these holds a little over 16 buckets worth of tritium. So we've got hundreds of buckets of tritium built up. So now this thing needs to back up. And then once it backs up, this will back up. And then hopefully... Oh, this got it. Okay, cool. So we should get lithium dust here now that we've got everything together, finally. Alright, cool. Now that this is all hooked up, I put some upgrades in here. Speed 7 out of 8, energy 8 out of 8, you know the drill. And we're just getting lithium now, because lithium is hard to get. So I'm going to let this run for quite a bit. But I think we're pretty much good now, so I'm going to toss all this. But if you look at our lithium storage, I've gotten 132 in the past, what time is it? Almost 6. So in the past 2 hours that quarry's been running, it's barely gotten 200 lithium. So yeah, I think we've gotten actually. I'll take that back. I think we've got about 4 stacks in 2 hours, which is horrible. And I mean, horrible considering we need lithium for all this. But I mean, there's no mythical agriculture seeds for it, so we are just gonna AFK for the rest of this. I think I need to go check on the quarry. But yeah, at this point, it's just a waiting game, and then we can build it up and start building the power. All right, while we were waiting, I was tired of our power constantly going down, so I caved and made another heat exchanger for our power output. So now we're doing about another 1,000 RF a tick, but still need a little bit more, so I'm really just crafting more heat exchangers. We're waiting on impregnated sticks, but yeah, so while that's doing that, I'm still waiting on more lithium, and about 1,800, so I've gone up about 600 in 30 minutes maybe. I don't know, but it's looking better. It's looking like it's not going up at all right now, which is weird. I'm gonna have to go check on that actually. So it seems these ultimate pressurized tubes, if they get unloaded, they completely lose all of their contents. So I have no idea how much tritium we just lost. Um, that really sucks. But I'm gonna have to wait for that to build itself back up. So I had to come through and load these chunks again. I'm hoping that's not a reoccurring thing, because that's a lot of tritium to be losing, and there's no easy way of really moving it from point A to point B without there's a long pipe. But yeah, that kind of sucks. Okay, cool. So it didn't take nearly as long this time. I think it was just these couple of pipes. Just these couple of pipes that need to be refilled. So looks like we are all full on tritium again, and once again producing lithium. So I think I'm just gonna stay over here this time though. Gonna stay in a safe space and just hover right here. Well, I died in my own base somehow. That's the second death of the season. I have no idea where that zombie came from. I thought I was out of reach, but I guess not. That's super annoying. We had like 90 levels. Oh well. What can you do? Alright, here we are. So I crafted up our ultimate induction cells. Super easy to make. Well, not... Okay, I take it back. It's a straightforward craft, but it's very, very expensive. So we can... Now that we have 5 of these, we can hold a little bit over 1 trillion RF in our induction casing. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. But... So we have that, our ultimate induction provider, meaning we can output RF from our induction case at 13.1 million RF per tick. So that's nice. And then we have our induction port, which we need to get input output from, and then the induction casing itself to actually make the housing, and the structural glass, which we also need. So, with all of that being said, we are going to need one more thing, cryo-stabilized flux duct, which we actually got from a quest reward not too long ago. So we have just about everything we need. As you can see, our lithium is still going up. So if we go to our power station, and then actually I still need to rewire where the whatchamacallits are, the floodlights. So I'm gonna do that, and then we'll make this. I turned the what did it? What did I just do? I turned the lights off for 2 seconds, and look what's down here. Got my own little fans following me around. All right, cool. We are all lit up with all the floodlights going on in a circle. Got the one in the middle, looking pretty good. Collect all of my fans' loot they left behind, you know. I'm thinking since it's going to be the main thing, we should put the induction thing over here. So I'm kind of thinking we can go start right here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5. I feel like this should be big enough, right? Well, let's just go 7. Well, let's just build this out. Fill it in. While I'm waiting for this to craft, I forgot to mention that this ultimate induction cell, to make 5 of them, took over 8,000 iron. And took a little over 4,000 gold as well, so... Like I said, definitely a straightforward craft, but definitely not what I would consider cheap by any means. Alright, this looks just about finished here, so this is going to be our big old battery. Plenty of room. So we will start with the first 5 here. Go 1, 2... put the provider here just in case. I don't know. 1, there we go, and... maybe I should make another 4. Wonder how much that would cost, actually. But I do need another power cell, so I'm gonna go get that, actually. Ah, so close. We're just missing another 2,800 gold. Which, to be fair, how much gold do we have? Honestly, not enough. Not as much as I would like. So maybe we hold off on another 4. Alright, so now we have our power system hooked up to the power cell, and then again, these cryo stabilized infinite amounts, so doesn't really matter. And then now I think once I close this up, we should have a structure here, right? Yep, saw that. And now we have a little bit over 1 trillion RF in here. So, statistics. Oh, it shows me dimension 5 cells, outputting, receiving how much I'm receiving. Okay, cool. So, now we need to start feeding this with power, because our system does not currently have a... So if I go out, will you start returning getting power? Yeah, so now I'll start getting power. Which will suck my system completely dry. We need about 400 million RF, I think. Which should be okay. So we'll lose power in the base and everything, but once it hits 400 mil, I'll come back. Which actually it's going a lot faster than I thought it would, to be honest with you. It also seems we'll need to upgrade to an advanced power cell. And we also need to infuse this as well. So what does an infuser look like? Pretty standard actually. So we will want to start infusing at least the power cell that gets input and output from, because that'll drastically, limit and chokehold us around other places of how much we're going to input into that one network. It is crazy though. We have over 220 million RF in here, and you can't even see the bar. Like, it's 220 million RF is absolutely nothing to this monstrosity. Alright, I'm about to lose my mind. Apparently we didn't even need the chemical infuser at all. That's really not the way to go. So, we've been held up for a while for nothing, but we did make a lot of progress on the way. I'm gonna lose my mind. Apparently you want to pump them in separately to have more control over your reactor, so... There's that. But I think it's time to get the reactor kind of somewhat set up and ready to go. But we will need the reactor focus. I don't know. I'll get the rest of the stuff together. Oh god, we're losing power. The lights are flickering. And okay, she's just about done here, so we need to slap in the last few corners here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And there we go. Our reactor got the red particles. It all is looking good. So if we come into here, we got our fuel, our injection rate, which we can edit. Statistics, a minimum injection rate of 6. Now that is definitely pumped up from the normal. I think we want some fuel, so we gotta have a minimum injection rate of 6. Save that. Injection rate of 6, please. Alright, cool. So minimum injection rate of 6, which I think comes out to about 12 millibuckets a tick of each, which we are producing, like, I want to say at max we can produce like 30 millibuckets a tick, maybe 60. I think it's 60 millibuckets a tick of tritium, because the liquid lithium is a 1-to-1. Well, the lithium is a 1-to-1 for tritium, so there is that. And then I have not tested how fast we make a deuterium here, but I did throw in all the upgrades for all of these, so they're maxed out on speed. So I'm not really thinking it's going to be an issue with that. If anything, it might be an issue here, but I also highly doubt it, because this bad boy has also been maxed. Look at that, 256. That's crazy. But it will not matter soon. So let's see, what are we at? We're almost, not really almost, we're slowly getting towards 400 million, but now we get the lasers up and running. Oh, and I was also going through the wiki, and apparently the chemical infuser was not a waste of time because you do need DT fuel to kickstart it in the first place. So we saved ourselves. It was not a waste of time. All right, so I made a little room underneath. I know I'm just making lasers and stuff, but I made a little room underneath, and now we got our DT fuel up and running. Well, not up and running, but we have it through his chemical infuser right here, which I'm going to connect with this so that we can continue to make DT fuel, just so that we have something to jumpstart this again if we need to. I love how I can like visually tell how big of a toll it's taking on our base and our power system. The lights are flickering on and off. We can't keep the lights on. I love that the second I put this ultimate gas tank in, it filled up with 512 buckets of tritium. That's amazing. But we'll go ahead and put the output to the top. And it should fill our reactor with some tritium. There we go. I just want these as like a buffer. I'm not always scared, but like just like monitor our system from here. Nice and close. Then output and boom. And now our lights are going off again because we gotta make more fuel. Ooh, it is sucking the heavy water up very quickly though. We might need even more heavy water. Alright, so I'm just crafting out the lasers and laser amplifiers now, so I think we should be good to we're almost ready, I think. We're gonna want some redstone and we're gonna want a button though. Let me get the what kind of buttons do we have? It's gotta be a really cool button. Gold is as cool as I can do. The rest aren't that cool. Gotta use cryo stabilize because it wouldn't look cool without it. Also looking at the stats, I'm not sure if that means it'll just passively or like always generate 180 thousand RF a tick per like if I'm at a 6 injection rate or what. But I will say 180,000 is a big step up from our current like what 12,000. We're multiplying it by over tenfold here. Like, geez. I mean, 10 times in your power output. We took it a little too far, didn't we? Nah. No such thing. Alright, we've passed the 400 mil part. Alright, let's put this bad boy around and say in. Then you should get my configurator out. Port, output. And now we're outputting 250k a tick. Which should, yes. Look at all this laser beam action. Cool. So we might not have enough power actually. We'll have to see. I'll have to let this build up and see. I'm trying to make sense of this. Does this mean that the max plasma temp has to be 135 million Kelvin, which would that equate to like 1-to-1 for RF a tick, or RF I mean. So that mean I need 135 million RF to ignite it? Or 100 million to ignite it? I'm gonna go with I think it's 100 million to ignite it. 100 million RF. Alright, this is gonna take a while. I've been waiting for a little bit and still building up quite a bit of energy. I'm not really sure how much we need. But I'm sure we need a lot. So while we're waiting, I'm just gonna make sure that we can supply enough fuel to it. So I just want to make sure we don't run out anytime soon. So I'm gonna make sure that, jeez, all these mechanism bugs that just let you see right through. I want to make sure we have more solar neutron activators and line them all up here. I'm thinking we might need more of these condensator. I can't say this. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done trying. We're gonna need more of these probably, and then align them up here. Maybe two more or something like that. But I'm kind of thinking maybe some activators, but we'll see. I'll have them on deck. I won't set them up quite yet though. We're for sure gonna need more pumps though. I don't think 6 electric pumps gonna do it. Well, we've once again exhausted our system and our lasers are flickering, so it's looking like I'm just gonna have to AFK even more. This episode's taking quite a while to make because it's really just a whole lot of AFKing. I'm glad I did store over 400 million though. While we were working on everything else. All right, so I just went ahead and made another 5 things. We're pretty much out of gold at this point. We can now hold up to 2 trillion RF, but this is I've been letting it go for an hour or two now, and we're only up to about 800 million RF. So I'm gonna have to let's run overnight, I guess. Don't really have a choice. So I'm just AFK this, and then I'll see you guys. I'm not ending the episode, but this is me saying good night. See ya. All right, it is the next morning before work. I am up, and we have officially stored 2 billion RF. Huzzah! So these things they still pull power even when they don't need to pull power, do they? Huh. So I'll have to make sure to turn this off when I recharge it. But a moment of truth. Let's make sure everything's ready. We got our hologram in here with DT fuel. We have our fuel going in. Deuterium is ready. Everything over here ready. Let's see, what else? Fuel injection rate is 6. Oh, I'm terrified right now. But here we go. In 3, 2, 1, fire. I said fire. I said fire. Okay, we're so anticlimactic. Alright, give it a little bit longer of a pulse. Maybe it needs that. Why aren't you working? If this is turned the wrong way, I'm gonna freak. But it shouldn't be. Alright, I'm just gonna disable this. There we go. And then... oh, pulse. So it looks like our reactor is on. Huzzah. Let's go test it here. Injection rate looking good. Look at our statistics. 180k per tick. We should be... okay, heats, power. We are pulling out the power. Looking good. Looking great, actually. Okay. We come in here and putting... okay, so that initial burst, like, put a lot of power in. And then I'm gonna let this one build its 2 billion back up, and then I'm gonna turn it off later. But we are full on power. Our power situation is solved. Now let's check on our fuel consumption. How are we doing? Deuterium keeping up, actually. It's perfectly fine. Deuterium is looking fantastic. Let's check our reservoir. Yep, holding steady. Look at our tritium, which we should be losing. But I think the pipes underneath it is keeping it steady, because if I let's see here, if I pull this, because it's nighttime, so we're not producing tritium at nighttime because the solar neutron activator only works during the day. So I wake up and we're holding steady. Holding nice and steady. 3 mil buckets a tick. Yep. Looks like we are holding as steady as you can. Awesome. So it looks like we are all steady. Steady. That's my alarm to wake up, but I'm already up. I was so excited. That's steady. And perfect. Alright, and with that, I think it's time to open our loot boxes. We only have 3 this episode, but that was a lot of progress. That's huge for us. This has us set up for quite a while. And if we ever want more power, all you have to do is increase the injection rate up here, and from 6 to 10 or whatever, and we'll get a lot more power. And we'll never be throttled by this. We can store up to 2 billion or 2 trillion RF. This is great. This is fantastic. We are still inputting a little over 200K and outputting about 17K. So big positive. Look at that. Even with over a billion RF, you can't even see the line. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, if I hit record. We're opening it, but so far we've only gotten food and more food. So nothing crazy. And precision sawmill. So yeah, nothing crazy, but I'm so happy we finally have this thing up and running. It's been so many episodes coming at this point, but our power situation is solved for the foreseeable future. We're probably gonna stay using this for the rest of the pack, unless we need to use like the Draconic core or something, which I mean we might. I'm not really sure. Never played this pack before, and so we'll see. But yeah, see ya.